This video is to show you how to use FastCap's laser detector that works perfectly with the AB2 laser. So there are two components to the laser detector. There is the detector itself and the stadia rod clamp here with a quick release mechanism. Now let's go over how it works. So the first step is make sure you have the battery in the back, then turn on the on button right there and it will come alive. The next thing is, in order for this detector to work with this laser, you have to have it in the right mode. So up here at the top, this button right here turns on your horizontal and vertical. This button here, when the blue light lights, that means it's in the detector mode. Now you can tell the difference because the beam is not as bright in the detector mode. That's the visible beam, that's the detector mode. So as you slide the laser detector up into the range of the laser beam, it starts to beep. Now this is primarily used in outdoor mode. So when you get right on, you'll see you'll get a solid tone and a blue beam which tells you you're right on. So most of the time when you're using the detector, you're in an area where you can't even see the beam. Right here we're only showing this so you can understand how it works. The detector also works in the vertical mode as well. On the side of the detector is a little notch out right here which indicates where the beam is lined up. So when you go up like this, you line it up like that, and you come over to that little notch and you put your mark right there, and that's where your line would be right there. This button right here changes the tone from a high pitch to a lower pitch, or if you want to take the sound off completely and just have the light, just put it right on that mode. So 3 modes for the sound. First one, very loud, quieter, and then no tone at all and just the blue light. So in this application now, we're outside. You can't see the red line, which is the normal conditions that you'd be using a detector in. That's the purpose of the detector. So now we're going to slide it up and listen for the tone. It starts to come in a little high. You can see that right there. So we move it down until we get a solid tone and the blue light lights. Then we go over to the notch and we put a line across there, and that represents right where the laser line is right there. There are two parts to the digital detector. The digital detector and the stadia rod clamp. To mount it, all you have to do is line up that bolt with that hole right there and that hole right there with that pin. So simply put that in there, align those together, and turn your knob, and the digital detector is mounted to the stadia rod clamp. So in this example, I'm just going to use a third hand for a stadia rod, or you can use a measuring pole, an actual stadia rod, it doesn't matter. It's got a quick clamp on the back. You just push it like that and you tighten it up. You turn this back over to the front side, and now you can actually move this up and down on a pole, and there you go. I'm going to put it back on the detect mode. So as I'm checking grade in different places, I simply just move it like this, and then move it up until I get the tone, and I can determine up or down on my foundation setting or forms. And the nice thing about this clamp system, as soon as you let off a little pressure, just hit the button, and it's quick releases. So that is the laser detector from FastCap for the AB2 laser.